So this is where it gets really interesting to me is that with David, I just felt like I was like tiptoeing around and trying to figure out the right thing to say. And uh, whenever I paused, it was just like this huge storm of information, just like that was like completely calmed all the way through. I was shown that it was nature's calling, telling me that I had to be best friends with this guy. And I'm just like, we are not going to argue with nature. Like, we are going to go all the way to the end of the alley with this guy. Like, just someone that, like, I instantly trusted to have conversations with my fiance. And I was just looking at him, I was like, even your posture is just like I respect you as a man, and I'm just like there's so much to left to learn, right? And he's like uh we have the learning right here. And just like, okay, so if we can start today, then what's the next message looking like? And he's like, the next message? Really? Okay, weird. Like present with this. And just like, so there's no worry, right? Like we just got it. And it's like, yeah, but that was like the superpower that was just like you could accept that whenever you were ready. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, so I can kind of like navigate through this, just like use my abilities and my skills, right? And it's just like none of that matters. What matters is that you find the right place for yourself, that you can make the definitions appear to you as something that is more real than the dream that you have been living. And I'm like, amen, amen. Okay, so can we just start like turning it into music and dancing? He's like, you read my mind? No, this is not happening. Like, we already chose that we were going to make music, but this is something like I am going to like cut this off and I'm going to decide that like my creative consciousness is going to go to somewhere that the people who really know what I'm saying are going to be affected. And I am just like, okay, well, thankfully you didn't hurt me when you said that, but I didn't know like where I was supposed to find you next. And he's like, I am wherever you are. But where you are, I don't have all the answers for you to tell you that everything is going to be okay until you say that it's just a, a passage for you. Like this, just like all of this, like all this passing, like it's recognizing, as you were just saying, there is no sin in the word. And I was really just like, okay, so I can say I agree with that today, but if I make a mistake tomorrow, which is not really happening, then you're finding me the answers in the next day. And I'm just like, okay, so the next day, like whenever that is, he just has this like, whenever next is not in our control. Whenever the future is not something that I dared to really dig deep into. Like this is just like as thick as the mirror that you look at when you're waking up in the morning getting ready. And it's just like, wow, can I remember that I've gotten to this level? I'm just like, this is just such an amazing thing. And I'm like very happy that I have this friendship, but even if there are times when I grasped something that was more dear to me than I knew the relationship mattered for, and I become sad, it's still in my right to cry because I am becoming like this sort of angel worker. And I know, like, we're all still human. Like, saying that we're angels is like this whole story on its own, but it's just like, if I were to find the best way for me to travel, I would go to Wings. And I would just like say the jet can go and do its thing and I'm not going to be there for that. Like, uh, but it's just like when I call back and I ask you, are you really still coming? We've already been in so many moments together that it's just for me to have that realization that we are in love too.